Great. Well, we're really pleased this morning to have with us virtually live, and would have been live if things hadn't happened otherwise, Derek Bragg, who was born and raised in the small community of Greens Pond, as he was just talking about earlier, in Bonavista North. He was in the municipal sector there for about 30 years as the town clerk, the manager, always working on community engagement, volunteered in a lot of communities. I think he was the fire chief for 28 years, I read there. He served on the board of directors of the Newfoundland Labrador Association of Municipal Administrators for a bunch of years. He was 5 years there as the president. So he was elected to the House of Assembly as the member for Fogo Island, Cape Friels in November of 2015 and re-elected in May of 2019. He was a couple of ministers before he came to the prime ministerial post that he's in now. He was the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Environment since September 2019. In 2020, he went to Transportation and Infrastructure and Minister responsible for Public Procurement Agency. And in April of this past year of 2021, he was appointed Minister of Fisheries, Forestry, and Agriculture. And I noted that in his mandate letter, there were a couple of points there that are close to the hearts of everybody here about he was asked to continue to help to increase our agricultural capability in the province, focus on growing the sector so that our overall provincial food security reached 20% through collaboration with producers and farmers and working with industry. There are a lot of issues there, even in the mandate letter that has been talked about in these meetings about barriers to constrain vegetable production, things like cold storage and so on, and expanding their operations. So these are close to everybody's heart here, these developments, and we wish you, Minister Bragg, every fortune in achieving them during your mandate. So please welcome to our meetings here, Minister Derek Bragg.
Good morning, and thanks, Ivan, and thanks, Wayne, for the invitation to be here this morning. I wish this had been in person, I gotta be honest. And Ivan, I guess you must have stole all of my speaking notes because you covered just about everything I had there. But what you haven't covered, this is, of my three portfolios, this is the best one by far. You can't wait, you can't, as I would say, you can't smack the smile off my face because it was a good year and on the fishing side of it and a good year on the farming side of it. And what I love about farming, and I would say my secret weapon is on this call, and that's Keith Deering. Keith is ADM out in Corner Brook, and Keith has taken me to so many farms in this province so far. We can't get to them all, but we're going to make a big effort as soon as the spring and as soon as COVID allows. Good thing about farming, most of our businesses are on the outside, so we're not really constricted to inside. And 6 feet is a nice ways when you're out in the farm and or anywhere in a barn. I guess there's always lots of room. Keith and I had the opportunity this year. We went to Guelph. We went to the meetings of First Ministers up there where all the farmers across Canada. And I was very proud at that meeting to talk about what happens in our province, because we always think as Newfoundland is not really in tune with what everybody else is doing, but we're there and we're exceeding that. I had the opportunity this year out in, and I might be wrong, I think it's Jumpers Brook. We did some expansion of potatoes farm out on the West Coast. So I had the opportunity to go out and see these little small stocks produce multiple potatoes. Like, I was blown away by what could be done there. And then I go to the dairy farms and the egg farms. And I hope I don't miss out any other farm because the abattoirs would be a part of what we do in agriculture. And you're right, like our goal was to reach 20%. We're at 17 right now, thanks to everybody on this call and everybody who should be on this call. So the work that you people do is amazing. And your commitment to the province is also amazing. When we saw the roads washed out a couple of months ago now, luckily I wasn't in TI, so I didn't have to worry with that. But I did have to worry about the milk producers trying to get milk off the island. It's something that I would never have thought about before this. So there's a challenge. There's a challenge every day. When we were in Ontario, we talked about the mental health of farmers. And it's not something you think about often because you get up and you go. But your stress and your anguish and what comes up every day, you could go out in the field and you blow an hydraulic line or the transmission could go. Anything can happen. Bad weather, the worst of all, you have no control over. There's so much in this industry that can go wrong. But when I walked on every farm, there was one thing I would always say to Keith. All I could see was a flash of white teeth. Because whenever you go with somebody with a big smile, and it does your heart go when you walk in and you don't see people all day, and they might be up to their neck and you knows what. But there's still a smile on their face. And that's what I love about this industry, is what I love about this portfolio, is being out there and being able to support you guys. Keith would be like, Keith is speaking later on in your AGM. Keith brings a wealth of knowledge to this association. And he did mention to me, he said, Minister, you do realize we haven't had the opportunity yet to meet face to face with this association. So I'm going to put that out there right now, Wayne, to you. Whenever you feel and whenever COVID allows, give me a call. I'll make a trip to the West Coast and we'll sit down for a meeting, because I think it's really important to make that connection. So all I can say is, from the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, thank you for everything that you guys do, because it's invaluable. We can't put a price on it. We can't say 20% is good. Our goal is to do whatever we can, whenever we can. We're there as our department to support where and wherever we can. We started a bank of equipment, I know, up in Pinsbrook, for small pieces of farm equipment that you don't need to buy, but you could come and I think you sort of rent it for short term. That seems to be working really well. Hopefully there's something we can expand on. But I look forward, and I wish we could do it, but this is not the form of virtual one, that we could sit down, because I always felt, and I'm a big supporter of AGMs, you do more and you find out more after the session. While you're sitting there having a coffee, while you're having a lunch, while you're at the hospitality suite that evening, you get to know people, you get to know, and you make connections. And I'm all about meeting people. So all I can say to you guys is thank you so very much. If you want me and Keith to visit your farm anytime soon, give me a call, reach out to Keith or myself, and we'll do what we can, where we can. I live in central Newfoundland, so most farms for me are 4 or 5 hours out away. And I leave here sometimes, and Keith does the same thing. I leave city at 6 o'clock in the evening and drive home. So early mornings and late evenings is not something that bothers me, but I'll do what I can, and I'll do whatever we can to assist you guys. And I look forward to the conversation. Unfortunately, I can't stay for all this. I'm open to jump back on later on, because I know Keith is back on. So you may see me jump in and out when time permits, because I am very interested in what goes on in this association. So thank you from the province of Newfoundland. Thank you so very much for what you do for the people of this province.
Thank you, Mr. Bragg. And I think if we were able to wave our hands or whatever for being here and for your support.